So ancestral technology in today's world is a project that's bringing together the knowledge and the wisdom of people from the North and people from the South. The idea is to break stereotypes down, especially within indigenous cultures, where a lot of people like to believe that indigenous people are trapped in time. They don't know how or even want to use technology. They'd rather just stay in the past, like a museum piece. And this project is aimed at showing the world that, first of all, technology isn't only modern. It isn't only for non-indigenous people, that it is here and has always been here, and how are we using it today? What are we doing that's correct? What could we change? And how is technology being used to better our communities and our society?
Ancestral technology is something I really don't particularly like. Thus, it was good for me to study it. I was challenged in trying to figure out what is technology. And I broke it down into, of course, the immediate thing was computers, and then it was machines. But then I realized actually technology is making things convenient. So ancestral technology was like a spoon or a bowl. Things that made your life a little more convenient. So anything beyond your hands, your feet, your mouth, your eyes is technology. Ancestral wisdom is using that technology.
La tecnología andina es muy vinculada en la sabiduría andina. Es una forma de concebir el ser, la persona y sobre todo sus relaciones con todo lo que le rodea. Desde su relación con la naturaleza, llega mucha información a la persona que le va a dar respuesta para solventar sus necesidades del día a día, en alimentación, en vivienda, en medicina y en su forma de ser comunidad, con todos los grupos, con los niños, los jóvenes, los ancianos, los adultos. Así que la tecnología andina viene de esa vida comunitaria y de cómo desde toda la comunidad se sostiene a sí misma en bienestar.
Toda tecnología no es estática. Una tecnología es un proceso de cambios, de transformación de una realidad. Entonces, para nosotros la tecnología ha sido parte fundamental también para transformarnos como pueblo, ¿ya? Positivamente y también negativamente, es decir, en ambos casos. En lo positivo sería de que estamos inmersos también en este mundo globalizado. Somos parte de este mundo. Querramos o no querramos, estamos en este mundo. Pero negativamente sería, en cambio, nos lleva como que a dejar desestimado nuestra propia sabiduría, nuestros conocimientos, para adaptarnos a otras tecnologías, a otros conocimientos que no son nuestros.
For me, ancestral wisdom is having a grandparent that talked about a time when his grandfather talk to him. And for me to learn that my ancestors had a trait, inherent trait, that there is a power, and this power is inherited down. And when I hear stories that are absolutely amazing, almost unbelievable, it reminds me that my ancestors were an amazing people, but we have lost that.
Survival. We have keys for survival in the land. We understand the sky, we understand the earth, we understand the water and the properties, the cycles it goes through, and some of this ancient technology is forgotten or no longer functional. But as we move into climate change, as the earth warms, we have answers as Native people, and the world will look to us again for these answers.
I personally am not interested in the advanced technology. Every time I've ever used a PowerPoint, I've blown that. I generally like to walk amongst the people. I like to feel what they're doing. So that's me. But now we have a lot of young Indian people that are doing theses, master's thesis and doctoral dissertations, and using technology that is just as advanced as anything else anybody else is using. The problem isn't that we can't learn, it is that we can't go home and apply it, because we have elders who refuse to learn about these things and refuse to learn that they are harmless in our hands. What they're so used to is non-Indians coming into their properties and using technology to measure and then steal. And so there's this trust issue that we have with our elders regarding technology.
Cuando los ancianos pueden recordar la llegada de tecnología, la primera tecnología con la que tuvieron vínculo con los colonizadores fueron las armas. Y toda la colonización a través de la nueva tecnología que llegó del nuevo continente. En su relación con eso es muy traumático y es comprensible que tengan miedo, que tengan recelo y que procuren que los jóvenes entiendan mucho mejor cómo integramos las cosas nuevas, porque a veces cuando no hay esa reflexión empezamos a integrar cosas que pueden venir en contra de la paz y la estabilidad de la comunidad. Pero hay un aprendizaje mutuo, siempre hay un aprendizaje de comunidad. Y las nuevas generaciones también enseñan a los ancianos a perder el miedo, porque también lo nuevo ayuda a un cambio, y el cambio no siempre es malo.
I am a huge believer in the power of technology. I think it's a positive thing for our people. If you look at any of our history as Indigenous people anywhere around the world, technology has always been around. You know, we've always had technology, we've always been evolving as people, and moving forward, this technology has always helped us. And now we're in this generation where we have so much access, so many resources, and I think if we start to use them together as one, we're going to change the world.
So our time in Saraguro was really cool. It was a very special part of the whole event. And what happened during our workshop is some really neat conversations came about. And one thing that a man brought up was the problem of plastic, how there's a lot of garbage. And we were talking about how this is a worldwide problem. And he started talking about how this is a big problem in their community. What can we do? And so with Colectivo Madre Tierra, we started to do a another project. And in that project, we wanted to work with bioconstruction, permaculture, another way to answer problems or to find solutions. And when we found about these bottles, we thought, oh, well, we could do bioconstruction. You can build with garbage, basically.
La bioconstrucción es una tecnología ancestral que está en varios procesos de materiales. En este trabajo que hicimos en esta semana está integrado la tierra, sí, está integrado lo que es la madera, está integrado lo que es el propio pasto, el pasto lugar, ¿no? del lugar, y además de eso la paja que es del páramo, ¿no? Entonces se integró algunos elementos nativos, locales de ese sector. Entonces la bioconstrucción desde la parte cultural es que también te enseña a cómo puedes hacer un tipo de construcción con los materiales locales que tienes ahí. Es decir, no tienes que comprar nada. La bioconstrucción hoy en día es importante porque muchas personas, muchas familias y también muchas de gente que está viviendo en un sistema de construcción convencional se han dado cuenta de que la construcción natural, la construcción con tierra, pues es importante, es saludable, y aparte de eso pues puedes construir de acuerdo a tu modo de pensar, a tu modo de vivir, para que sientas un hábitat consciente, ¿no? Y sientas esa realidad ambiental, no una realidad que es del sistema, ¿no? Como construcciones, de las grandes construcciones de sistemas convencionales, ¿no? Como concreto, cemento. Entonces, sentí también que ellos que descubrieron que el sistema convencional, la construcción es convencional, no es un símbolo cultural, sino que el símbolo cultural es trabajar con la tierra.
So when we're doing bioconstruction, we're combining modern with ancestral. We're combining modern technology with ancestral. We used a chainsaw, you know, and then we used earth to build. We used a hammer, but we used recycled wood. You know, this is how we combined ancestral wisdom, ancestral technology with modern wisdom and modern technology.
He invented it.
You can't have one without the other.
And ancestral wisdom can be everything since the beginning of our people and how we have evolved to who we are in this generation. And that ancestral wisdom carries on through each generation. And so being in a program where you're discussing it and talking to these indigenous people about how they're going to preserve that, that's amazing to hear these conversations about how much it's needed and how much people want to work for that, to make sure that their grandchildren will have this ancestral knowledge. That's a blessing.
Siento que si tenemos la capacidad de discernir y complementar los saberes y complementar las herramientas desde un respeto, desde un principio de respeto, toda tecnología puede aportar al bienestar del ser humano si no tenemos la conciencia de cómo respetar la gran diversidad de la que somos parte, no solamente como humanos, como vida. La tecnología podrá ser empleada en contra de la vida y limitar la continuidad, que es lo que realmente debe priorizarse dentro de la vida, de nuestro ser.